This is Twit.
Gene Munster, who, depending on who
Wasn't he on that show?
Yeah, Ed Munster, Herman Munster, Gene Munster of Piper Jaffray is an analyst, and Apple guys, he does a lot of Apple stuff, and Apple guys just, mock him, frankly. But he does do something which I think is quite good, and I think he's attempting to be very objective and serious. He does an annual comparison of Google Now versus Siri, Google Voice Search versus Siri. And they do this pretty rigorously. 800 queries under a variety of controlled and uncontrolled conditions. He gave Google a C+, which was better than the D- it got a year ago, and Siri a C+, up slightly from the C last year. And it's based on, ability to answer questions, to correct when correctly heard, whether it was correct or incorrect when correctly heard correctly, heard incorrectly, in a variety of environments. And, really, if you look at the numbers, they are very similar.
I get so frustrated. I mean, this is. I should complain. You can talk to your phone and it does things for you. If it gets right half the time, that's pretty amazing. But when it's wrong, there's no way for me to correct it. No way for it to learn.
Yeah,
that's what's. Can I just spell the word for you, you idiot?
Yeah.
Well, and in normal a speech to text like drag and dictate, you do have that capability.
Yeah, you can
right.
spell it
So I don't
out.
know why they didn't put it here because it's I have a restaurant I go to often called Urban Table, and it'll get 25 variations on it, and I shout it. It's in my phone book. The words are there.
There are just certain things that you can't dictate.
That's one of my sort of theories about speech recognition and actually other things that are computer aided. Even if they're 98% accurate, that 2% is so irritating.
Exactly.
That that's all you think about is the irritating part, not the 98% where it
No, you're exactly right. That's exactly how I measure the quality of those old style speech to text systems like drag and dictate is what percentage is correct, and it usually is 95, 98%. And more importantly, how easy it is to fix it if it's wrong. Because you're going to if you spend 2% of the time fixing it, it's got to be easy so it doesn't get in your way.
But
what was that?
You can't
Freakishly realistic telemarketing robots.
So this is related. This is crazy. Let me just play it. There's two, and you almost have to listen to both of these.
These are from telemarketing. So this is over the phone.
Hello, how are you today?
Okay, how are you?
Good. Well, I'm calling about an online request
she's
you
the
once
robot.
made about health insurance.
I wasn't sure.
We work with all major companies and compare all the rates for you. I can get you a quote in about 5 minutes, okay?
Are you a robot?
I am a real person. Can you hear me okay?
I can hear you just fine, but you sound like a robot.
I understand.
So that one's interesting.
The long pause is kind of a giveaway.
Hi, good. How are you?
Here's the second one.
Well, I'm calling about an online request you once made about health insurance coverage.
Okay.
We work with all major companies and compare...
Hey, are you a robot?
What? No, I am a
Good
real
one.
person.
I am a real
We have
person.
bad connection. I'm sorry about that.
Oh, that's crazy. You just sound so much like a robot.
I am a real person. Maybe we have a bad
He's
connection.
slurring.
I'm sorry about that.
Will you tell me you're not a robot? Just say I'm not a robot, please.
I am a real person.
I mean, I believe you, but will you just say I'm not a robot? It'll make me feel better to hear you say it.
There is a live person here.
But I know there
But
is.
it's
It would
not
just make
me.
me feel so much better to hear you say I am not a robot.
So great.
What?
If you could say the words I'm not a robot, it would really mean a lot to me.
I am a real person. Can you hear me okay?
Yeah, I can hear you fine.
So that we've heard now all the
I
canned
am
responses.
not a robot.
They're repeating it.
Yes, I'm a real person.
Right, but when you say I'm not a robot,
Why do I feel like this is in our future? Like this is going to be in 10 years my life?
That's
Sorry.
pretty
This is
convincing,
like
though.
the great Howard Stern shtick where Richard and Sal will take ridiculous pieces of audio and call somebody with them. Like they'll just
Right.
have a name.
Yeah.
Is
I
Leo
remember
there?
those. Yeah.
And oh, they're doing it still, and it's
They use a
it's great.
soundboard, yeah.
Yeah,
And
the
someone- they can
soundboard.
keep
Yeah.
them going. They can keep them going for 5 minutes.
They used to do it with a clip from True Lies of Arnold Schwarzenegger.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The scene with him.
I'm
and
not a machine. Yeah. Yeah.
Who is your daddy?
Who's your
And what-
daddy?
Yes, exactly. Now
I am not a robot.
I wonder what that
I'm a
platform
real
is, because now I
person.
can imagine Sal and Richard there just typing away things and calling 100 numbers.
Well, I think that's a human voice recorded, but there is
Oh, definitely.
there's a significant amount of recognition going on because obviously you recognize the word robot.
How
and-
they also got her to do the laugh and
Yeah, the laugh.
charming laugh.
Yeah, well, they have a script. She comes in. She's a real person. She reads the
But
script.
laugh and say no.
Says laugh and say no. No,
It was good though.
I'm not a real person. I'm a
Not
robot.
not like most of the robot voices where the pitch, changes from
Right.
word to word.
1,
and
2, 3, 4, 5.
yeah.
Yeah.
You have not.
That's because we've gotten better at this. It's not that
Yeah.
hard.
Well, and it's getting. I mean, that's pretty close. Like
Who's
that
your
comes-
daddy? What does he do?
Exactly.
Now, wouldn't it be interesting if we learned that the Amazon Mayday gal is a
I was
robot?
just thinking of that.
No wonder she didn't mind when the guy hit on her.
What was her little aw?
Aw.
Aw.
Aw.